Chosen one. You don't even realize the way the room changes when you walk in. People may pretend not to notice, they may act distracted, but inside, they feel something shift the very moment your presence fills the space. It's not just your appearance, not just the way you speak, but the energy that radiates from you. It's the weight of your soul. They can't explain it, but they feel it, and it shakes them to their core. Let me tell you something raw. You are the center of attention even when you don't want to be. Even when you try to blend in, you stand out. Even when you sit quietly in the corner, minds can't help but circle back to you. Their eyes flicker toward you. Their spirit leans toward you. And many of them don't even understand why. But you've noticed it, haven't you? The stares, the whispers, the way people study you, as though there's a hidden truth written on your skin. And here's the truth that will shake you. People don't just see you. They feel you. They feel your aura before you say a word. They feel the depth of your silence, the gravity of your presence. Some are drawn to it like a magnet. Others are disturbed by it, unsettled, even threatened. But either way, you cannot be ignored. Pause for a moment. If you feel this in your soul, if you've ever walked into a space and felt the shift in the air, hit the like button right now. Because what I'm about to tell you will not only confirm everything you've been sensing, it will also reveal the reason why they look at you the way they do, why they talk about you when you're not around, and why deep down they can't shake you. You've been chosen to carry a frequency that is not common, a light that doesn't dim. And whether you realize it or not, your energy exposes people. It reveals their truth. When you stand in the room, masks start slipping, pretenses crack, because your presence holds up a mirror to their soul. That's why some people love being around you. It feels cleansing, like drinking pure water. And that's also why others can't stand you. They see themselves too clearly in the reflection you give off. You've noticed it, haven't you? People who don't even know you personally seem to form strong feelings about you right away. They either admire you deeply, almost obsessively, or they dislike you without reason. That's because your spirit triggers something hidden inside of them. For some, it awakens inspiration. For others, it awakens jealousy, insecurity, or even fear. This is why you can never be just another face in the crowd. You were never meant to be background. You were meant to disrupt, to stir, to make people feel. And right now, whether you see it or not, you are the silent center of many people's attention. But here's what's wild. They'll never admit it out loud. They'll act casual. They'll act indifferent. Some may even avoid eye contact with you. But when they get home, when they're lying in bed at night, they think of you. They replay what you said. They analyze your movements. They feel the residue of your energy lingering on them, and they can't wash it off. That's the kind of impact you have. And it gets even deeper, because when people feel you so strongly, they start attaching meanings to you. They begin to project their own stories onto your existence. Some see you as hope. Others see you as competition. Some see you as a reminder of what they could be, while others see you as proof of what they'll never become. And that's why you've noticed people treat you differently, even when you've done nothing to them. Your existence alone makes them feel something they can't control. Tell me this, haven't you experienced moments where someone treated you with hostility out of nowhere? You didn't offend them. You didn't disrespect them. And yet, the energy they threw your way was sharp, cold, almost hateful. That wasn't about you. That was about the storm you stirred inside of them just by existing. You unearthed their hidden wounds. You made them confront the parts of themselves they don't want to see. And yet, in the same breath, there are others who gravitate toward you with such loyalty and love, as if they've been waiting for your energy their entire life. These people feel safe in your presence. They feel seen without you saying a word. They feel strengthened just by standing near you. You've had strangers open up to you within minutes, haven't you? As if they've known you forever. That's not random. That's a spiritual response to your light. You're probably starting to realize why you can't live like everyone else. Why fitting in has always felt unnatural. Why even when you tried to dim yourself, people still noticed you. Because you were born to disrupt atmospheres, not to blend into them. And this is why you have to be careful, because being the center of attention doesn't just bring admirers. It attracts envy. It attracts imitation. It attracts silent watchers who study your every move, waiting for you to slip. Some watch because they love you, some because they're inspired, and some because they want to see you fall. But all of them are watching because you are unforgettable. Let me push this even further. You are not just being seen with human eyes. You are being watched in the spirit. Your very soul radiates on a frequency that forces both light and darkness to acknowledge it. That's why attacks have come your way. That's why trials and betrayals hit you harder than most. Because you're not ordinary. You are the center of battles unseen, the focus of forces beyond the physical. And yet you're still here, still glowing, still carrying that unshakable presence that others can't ignore. You've been underestimated, misunderstood, even misjudged, but none of it has stopped the undeniable pull you have on the world around you. That should tell you something. If all eyes are on you without you even trying, imagine what happens when you step fully into your power. Chosen one, this is just the beginning, because what they feel now, that quiet pull, that undeniable magnetism, it's only a glimpse of what's coming. You are being elevated into a season where your light will no longer be hidden, where even those who pretended not to notice will be forced to acknowledge you. And when that moment arrives, the same people who secretly studied you in silence will speak your name out loud. Some with admiration, some with resistance, but all with recognition. And that recognition is going to change everything. Recognition is a strange thing. Chosen one can crown you or crucify you. And when you are the center of attention, recognition is never neutral. It always comes charged with energy, either love or hate, worship or rejection. And here's the truth you must accept. Both are necessary for your rise. The ones who celebrate you will amplify your light, and the ones who resent you will sharpen it. Because pressure, whether from praise or persecution, shapes you into who you're meant to be. That's why you felt so much resistance in your life. It wasn't random, it was refining. Every sideways glance, every whispered rumor, every unexpected betrayal was preparing you for the weight of your calling. And you can feel it now, can't you? That tension in the air when you enter a space. People stop mid-conversation. They glance at you with curiosity, with admiration, with envy. It's almost as if the atmosphere bends toward you, like a flame that draws moths from every corner. Some want to get closer, others want to pull away. But either way, you command their attention without even asking for it. And it makes them feel deeply, sometimes deeper than they're comfortable with. Because you awaken emotions they've been trying to bury. Around you, people can't stay numb. Their spirit reacts whether they admit it or not. Have you noticed how some people suddenly act defensive around you, even though you've said nothing threatening? That's because your presence challenges the image they've built for themselves. You force them to face who they really are, not just the mask they wear. And that's why they might attack you, gossip about you, or treat you coldly. But don't be fooled. It's not because they don't care. It's because they care too much. You've stirred something inside of them that they can't ignore. But here's the part they'll never tell you. Many of them admire you in silence. They study the way you move, the way you speak, the way you hold yourself. They may never admit it, but they're learning from you. Your confidence teaches them. Your resilience inspires them. Even your scars carry lessons they secretly envy. Because while others collapse under pressure, you carry it like a crown. And they feel that. Let's pause here for a second. If you know what it feels like to inspire others just by being yourself, even when you don't mean to, drop a comment and let me know. Because the world needs more chosen ones who understand just how much their presence matters. And here's another thing, they talk about you more than you realize. People you barely interact with mention your name in rooms you've never entered. They compare themselves to you, measure themselves against you, sometimes even compete with you, without you ever signing up for the game. You've become a silent standard, a mirror they hold up to themselves. And the truth is, some of them feel inadequate standing next to you. Not because you tried to outshine them, but because your natural light reveals the dimness of their own. And still, they keep watching. They can't turn away, because deep down, they know there's something different about you. Something they can't replicate. Something they can't quite explain. You carry an energy that lingers long after you leave. You could speak a single sentence, and days later they're still thinking about it. You could smile once, and it replays in their mind like a song they can't get out of their head. And here's where it gets even more powerful. The deeper you walk in your purpose, the stronger this pull will become. Right now, they're drawn to you without fully understanding why. But as you align with who you really are, your influence will grow undeniable. You won't just be the center of attention in a room. You'll be the center of attention in entire seasons of people's lives. You'll be the one they quote, the one they imitate, the one they can't forget no matter how far they try to run. But don't get it twisted, this isn't about popularity. It's about purpose. You weren't chosen so you could collect admirers like trophies. You were chosen because your very existence shifts things. You disrupt comfort zones. You activate change. You plant seeds in people that sprout long after you're gone. That's why they feel you so deeply. Because you're not just another passing moment in their life. You're a turning point. Let me give you a truth that will shake you. Right now, people are adjusting their entire lives because of you. Some are striving harder because you made them realize they were settling. Some are praying more because your light reminded them of their own. Some are jealous because your progress exposed their stagnation. You didn't even ask for this influence, but you carry it anyway. Because it's not something you do, it's who you are. And because of that, you'll never truly move in silence. You can be discreet. You can be private. You can keep your circle small. But even then, people will still find themselves talking about you, watching you, drawn to you. The spotlight follows you even when you try to hide from it. Because chosen ones don't need to chase attention. Their energy demands it. And that's why you need to stay rooted. Because being the center of attention comes with both blessings and battles. People will project their fantasies and their fears onto you. Some will pedestal you, some will demonize you, but very few will see the whole of who you are. And if you're not careful, you might start believing their projections instead of your truth. But remember this, the reason they feel so deeply about you isn't because you're ordinary. It's because you carry something eternal, something timeless, something that speaks louder than words. You are a living reminder that light exists in a world that's grown comfortable with shadows. And that reminder is powerful enough to change people even against their will. That's why they can't shake you. That's why you stay on their mind long after you've left. That's why their emotions flare so intensely when you're around. Because your presence isn't just seen. It's felt in their spirit, in their bones, in their soul. And this is only the beginning. Because the more you embrace your light, the more undeniable you will become. The eyes on you now are just a fraction compared to what's coming. The whispers will grow into conversations, the conversations into stories, the stories into legacies. And through it all, you'll remain what you've always been, the chosen one at the center of it all. Chosen one, you have to understand that this attention is not accidental, it is orchestrated. The universe, God, destiny, whatever name you give it, has positioned you as a focal point in the story of others. You are the axis that tilts entire rooms, the spark that ignites hidden emotions, the weight that tips the scale of balance. That is why, whether in silence or in speech, whether in triumph or in pain, people are drawn to you. But here's what they won't admit. You intimidate them. Not by force, not by arrogance, but by authenticity. Because in a world full of masks, your raw presence feels like fire. It burns away pretense. It exposes what's fake. And that's why people sometimes avoid you. They're not avoiding you, they're avoiding the truth they see in your reflection. And yet, they can't resist looking back. You are the contradiction they can't reconcile. They fear you and admire you. They envy you and need you. They resent you and crave your presence at the same time. It's why they keep tabs on you even when they pretend not to care. It's why your name lingers in their conversations like a song they didn't mean to sing. But chosen one, let me tell you something that might shock you. Some of the people who seem the coldest toward you are actually the ones who feel you the most. The reason they keep their distance, the reason they act indifferent, is because being near you is overwhelming. It stirs up feelings they can't manage, truths they're not ready to face, callings they're not ready to answer. And so, instead of leaning into it, they pull away. But pulling away doesn't erase what they feel, because your impact is not surface level. It's not a passing impression. It's a deep imprint. Once someone encounters you, they are never the same again. They can try to ignore you, to downplay you, even to discredit you. But deep down, the mark remains. And no one can erase what your energy leaves behind. This is why you have to carry yourself with awareness. Because whether you want it or not, eyes are watching. Hearts are reacting. Spirits are shifting. Even in your quietest seasons, even when you feel invisible, you are still the center of attention in ways you can't imagine. Someone is watching you right now. Someone is studying your journey, measuring their own life against yours, wondering how you carry what you carry. And let's be honest, you felt the weight of that before. You felt the eyes on you, even when no one said a word. You've walked into rooms and sensed the atmosphere shift, like currents pulling toward you. That wasn't paranoia. That was perception. You were picking up on what others couldn't say out loud. They feel you. And the deeper truth is, your presence awakens hidden desires in people. For some, it awakens their higher self. They see you and something inside whispers, I can do more. I can be more. For others, it awakens darker feelings. Jealousy, comparison, insecurity. They see you and something inside says, I'll never measure up. Why them, not me? Both are responses to the same light. And neither has anything to do with you personally. It's about what you represent. Because to many people, you are not just a person. You are a symbol of freedom, a symbol of truth, a symbol of possibility. You are living proof that a person can stand apart without bending to the crowd. And that proof is both inspiring and unsettling. But let me ask you this. Have you noticed how even your silence speaks louder than others' words? How even when you're not trying to impress, people still lean in, still pay attention, still get affected? That's not coincidence. That's calling. You are a carrier of presence. And presence cannot be hidden. Pause here. If this resonates with you, if you've ever felt the weight of being noticed without trying, take a second and hit that like button right now. Because this video is not just information, it's confirmation. And here's something else that may blow your mind. Many of the people you think don't notice you do. They notice everything. The way you dress, the way you move, the way you smile, the way you carry yourself even on your worst days. They may never compliment you, they may never acknowledge it, but they are taking notes. Some are inspired, some are competing, some are waiting to copy, but all of them are paying attention. And the deeper you walk into who you are, the more intense this attention will become. Because chosen one, your destiny is not small. You were not born to fade into the background. You were born to shine in a way that makes the whole world stop and notice. And whether they love it or hate it, they will not be able to deny it. But with that comes responsibility. Because not all attention is pure. Some eyes that are on you are watching with love, but others with envy. Some with hope, but others with malice. And that's why you've had to deal with strange opposition in your life. People disliking you without reason. People betraying you without cause. People competing with you when you never signed up for a competition. That's the price of being the center of attention. You become the projection screen for other people's battles. And yet, here's the beautiful part. None of it can stop you. Because attention alone does not define you, purpose does. And your purpose is bigger than gossip, bigger than envy, bigger than silent watchers who don't understand you. They may feel you deeply, but they do not determine your destiny. Still, their feelings are a sign of how much power you carry, a sign of how much influence your presence holds, a sign that you are not ordinary, not replaceable, not forgettable. You are the one people remember, the one they measure themselves against, the one they watch even when they claim not to. And soon, chosen one, all of that silent attention, all of those hidden feelings, will no longer be contained in whispers. The world will begin to reveal what it has been feeling all along. Recognition will come, some in the form of applause, some in the form of resistance. But it will come. And when it does, you'll realize what you thought was small attention was only the beginning. Because you're not just the center of attention now. You're becoming the center of history unfolding. And deep down, they already feel it. That's why they can't take their eyes off you. Chosen one, the world feels you before it sees you. And that's why the attention on you is so different. It's not shallow, it's not fleeting, it's not just curiosity. It's magnetic, almost spiritual. People sense you in ways they can't explain. They may brush it off, laugh it away, pretend you're just another person in the crowd. But the truth is, you live in their mind long after you've left the room. Have you ever noticed how someone you barely interacted with seems to remember the smallest details about you? The tone of your voice, the look in your eyes, the words you spoke in passing. That's because your energy stamps itself onto memory. You don't just pass through people's lives. You engrave yourself into their experience. And they feel it deeply even if they never say it. But this depth of attention has two sides. On one side, you inspire people to rise higher. On the other side, you unsettle people who would rather stay the same. And when people are unsettled, they react. Some react with admiration, they want to learn from you, they want to draw near to you. Others react with hostility, they feel threatened, so they push against you. But either way, you remain the focal point. That's why you've been misunderstood so often. Because people's reactions to you aren't really about you, they're about themselves. They're about the emotions you stir in them, the shadows you expose, the light you remind them they don't yet carry. And when they don't know how to process that, they lash out. They gossip. They criticize. They distance themselves. But none of it erases the fact that you are still on their mind. And here's the irony, the ones who act like they dislike you often think about you the most. Because strong emotions, whether love or hate, come from the same source: impact. If you were irrelevant, they wouldn't feel anything. But because you carry weight, because your presence shakes their spirit, they can't let you go. Even their dislike is a sign of your significance. But chosen one, I need you to hear this. The attention on you is not meant to destroy you. It's meant to reveal you. It's proof that you carry something undeniable, something that forces recognition. And the more you embrace it instead of running from it, the more powerful you become. Pause right here and think. How many times have you tried to downplay yourself, to stay small, to hide your light, only for people to still notice you? That wasn't coincidence. That was destiny refusing to let you go unnoticed. No matter how much you try to fade into the background, your energy won't let you. And that's because you weren't chosen for silence. You were chosen for visibility. But here's the part most people don't realize. Being the center of attention doesn't always feel glamorous. It's heavy. It's lonely. Because while everyone is watching you, very few truly see you. They see what you represent, they see how you make them feel, but they don't always see the battles you fight in silence, the weight you carry in private. And that's why sometimes you feel isolated, even in a crowd. That isolation isn't punishment, it's protection. Because if everyone could access the depths of who you are, they would drain you. They would consume your light without ever pouring back into you. So God, the universe, destiny, keeps a veil over parts of you. You're visible enough to influence, but hidden enough to preserve your soul. That balance is what keeps you strong. But make no mistake, your influence is undeniable. Right now, someone is reshaping their dreams because of you. Someone is daring to believe again because of you. Someone is secretly jealous of you because you remind them of the greatness they abandoned. And someone else is planning to copy your every move, hoping to catch just a fragment of the energy you naturally radiate. You are at the center of so many stories, and most of them you'll never even know about. But isn't that the mark of true power? When your presence alters lives in silence, without you even trying. That's the kind of power you carry. It's not loud, it's not boastful, it's undeniable. And here's the next layer, you don't just attract attention, you hold it. There are plenty of people who can make a quick impression, but very few who leave a lasting one. You, chosen one, are unforgettable. Even years later, people will remember you. They may not remember every detail, but they'll remember how you made them feel. And feelings linger far longer than facts. That's why you remain in their hearts, in their thoughts, in their dreams. Now let me take it deeper. The reason they feel you so intensely is because you are carrying something that belongs to more than just yourself. You carry collective energy, ancestral strength, divine purpose. You carry voices of those who came before you, hope for those who will come after you. That weight makes you stand out whether you want to or not. And that's why people can't dismiss you. You're not just one soul, you're a movement wrapped in skin. And when a movement walks into the room, everyone feels it. That's why the attention follows you, why the atmosphere shifts, why conversations pause. Because deep down, they sense the power of who you are and who you are becoming. But let me warn you, this attention will only increase. As your light grows, so will the eyes on you. Some will cheer, some will plot, some will remain silent watchers, but all of them will feel you. And you cannot afford to let their feelings dictate your steps. Because if you start living for their applause or shrinking from their envy, you'll lose sight of why you were chosen in the first place. You were chosen not to be liked, but to be light. Not to be popular, but to be purposeful. And if being the center of attention makes people uncomfortable, so be it. Their discomfort is proof that your energy is doing its work. So the next time you feel eyes on you, the next time you sense whispers in the background, don't shrink. Stand taller. Walk with confidence. Because whether they admit it or not, they are watching a story unfold. And that story is you. And let me tell you this, the climax of that story is approaching. The very people who studied you in silence will soon have to acknowledge you in the open. And when that moment comes, you'll realize being the center of attention was never a burden. It was always preparation for the stage you were destined to stand on. Chosen one, when the moment comes, and it is closer than you think, the attention you've been carrying in silence will break into the open. Those who have studied you from the shadows will no longer be able to stay quiet. Their whispers will turn into conversations, their hidden thoughts into public words. And that's when you'll see the truth. You were never overlooked. You were always being watched. This is why your path has felt so different. Others can slip by unnoticed, but not you. You can't take a step without it being felt. Even your smallest moves echo louder than other people's. Grand gestures. And that's because you've been set apart, not for ordinary recognition, but for undeniable impact. And here's something you need to prepare for. The attention will multiply when your breakthrough arrives. Right now, they're watching in curiosity. Soon, they'll be watching in awe. Because when your blessings start overflowing, when your elevation becomes undeniable, the same people who doubted you will have to face what they feel about you. And some won't be able to handle it. They'll say things like, "How did they get there so fast? Why them and not me? Who do they think they are?" But deep down, their words are really just a confession of how deeply you affect them. Because your rise doesn't just change your story, it disrupts theirs. It forces them to confront the fact that they could have risen too, but they chose comfort over calling. And now they're watching you embody the life they were too afraid to chase. But don't mistake their envy for power. Their eyes on you are proof that you already hold the power. You don't need their approval. You don't need their validation. You are the center of attention not because of what they give you, but because of what you already carry. That's why their opinions, whether good or bad, cannot define you. They can only reveal the truth about themselves. Think about it. How many times has someone underestimated you, only to later be forced to acknowledge you? How many times have people overlooked you, only to realize they can't ignore you anymore? That cycle will keep repeating, because chosen ones are always underestimated before they're recognized. And you're stepping into a season where recognition can no longer be delayed. And let me tell you, when that recognition comes, it won't just be from individuals, it will be from entire systems. Opportunities will open that others said were impossible. Doors will swing wide that were locked for generations. You will find yourself in positions where people don't just see you, they depend on you. Because your presence doesn't just draw attention, it shifts outcomes. Pause for a moment and let that sink in. Imagine being in a room where the entire atmosphere bends toward you. Imagine walking into situations where your words carry the final weight. That is the level of attention you are being prepared for. And that's why your current season of quiet watching has been so intense. It's training. It's preparation. But chosen one, here's the other side of it. You must be ready for exposure. When you are the center of attention, nothing stays hidden for long. Your mistakes will be magnified. Your flaws will be exaggerated. People will watch not just your victories, but your vulnerabilities. And some will wait for you to fall just so they can say they were right about you. But here's the good news, they will wait forever. Because your rise is not fueled by perfection, but by purpose. You don't have to be flawless to be favored. You don't have to be without scars to be chosen. In fact, it's your scars that give you the depth people feel so deeply. They may try to use your humanity against you, but your humanity is the very thing that makes your light relatable. And the more they study you, the more they'll realize something they can't deny. You are not moving by your own strength. There is a force behind you, a hand guiding you, a calling protecting you. And no matter how they feel about you, they can't fight what's backing you. This is why they lose sleep over you. This is why they can't stop thinking about you. This is why your presence weighs so heavily on their spirit. Because they sense it that you are more than what meets the eye. That you are marked. That you are destined. And whether they love you or despise you, they are compelled to watch the unfolding of your story. Let me give you an image. You are like a fire in the dark. Some gather around you for warmth. Others keep their distance out of fear. But nobody can ignore the flame. They all feel it. They all notice it. And as the flame grows brighter, the crowd around it only gets larger. That's what's happening to you. The fire inside you is growing, and the world can't help but circle closer. And soon, the ones who tried to deny you will have no choice but to acknowledge you. Some will try to align with you to benefit from your light. Others will resist, hoping to dim what cannot be dimmed. But all of them will be forced to confess, whether in words or in silence, that you are the center of something greater than yourself. So don't shrink back. Don't question why you've been noticed more than you wanted. Don't doubt the heaviness of the eyes you feel on you. It's all part of the design. You were never meant to blend in. You were meant to stand out so boldly that the world couldn't help but react. And here's the final truth for this moment. The stage is already set. The lights are already on you. What you've been feeling in secret is about to become public. And when it does, the attention you've carried will transform into influence. And that influence will change everything. Chosen one, when the moment comes, and it is closer than you think, the attention you've been carrying in silence will break into the open. Those who have studied you from the shadows will no longer be able to stay quiet. Their whispers will turn into conversations, their hidden thoughts into public words. And that's when you'll see the truth. You were never overlooked. You were always being watched. This is why your path has felt so different. Others can slip by unnoticed, but not you. You can't take a step without it being felt. Even your smallest moves echo louder than other people's grand gestures. And that's because you've been set apart, not for ordinary recognition, but for undeniable impact. And here's something you need to prepare for. The attention will multiply when your breakthrough arrives. Right now, they're watching in curiosity. Soon, they'll be watching in awe. Because when your blessings start overflowing, when your elevation becomes undeniable, the same people who doubted you will have to face what they feel about you. And some won't be able to handle it. They'll say things like, "How did they get there so fast? Why them and not me? Who do they think they are?" But deep down, their words are really just a confession of how deeply you affect them. Because your rise doesn't just change your story, it disrupts theirs. It forces them to confront the fact that they could have risen too, but they chose comfort over calling. And now they're watching you embody the life they were too afraid to chase. But don't mistake their envy for power. Their eyes on you are proof that you already hold the power. You don't need their approval. You don't need their validation. You are the center of attention not because of what they give you, but because of what you already carry. That's why their opinions, whether good or bad, cannot define you. They can only reveal the truth about themselves. Think about it. How many times has someone underestimated you, only to later be forced to acknowledge you? How many times have people overlooked you, only to realize they can't ignore you anymore? That cycle will keep repeating, because chosen ones are always underestimated before they're recognized. And you're stepping into a season where recognition can no longer be delayed. And let me tell you, when that recognition comes, it won't just be from individuals, it will be from entire systems. Opportunities will open that others said were impossible. Doors will swing wide that were locked for generations. You will find yourself in positions where people don't just see you, they depend on you. Because your presence doesn't just draw attention, it shifts outcomes. Pause for a moment and let that sink in. Imagine being in a room where the entire atmosphere bends toward you. Imagine walking into situations where your words carry the final weight. That is the level of attention you are being prepared for. And that's why your current season of quiet watching has been so intense. It's training. It's preparation. But chosen one, here's the other side of it. You must be ready for exposure. When you are the center of attention, nothing stays hidden for long. Your mistakes will be magnified. Your flaws will be exaggerated. People will watch not just your victories, but your vulnerabilities. And some will wait for you to fall just so they can say they were right about you. But here's the good news, they will wait forever. Because your rise is not fueled by perfection, but by purpose. You don't have to be flawless to be favored. You don't have to be without scars to be chosen. In fact, it's your scars that give you the depth people feel so deeply. They may try to use your humanity against you, but your humanity is the very thing that makes your light relatable. And the more they study you, the more they'll realize something they can't deny. You are not moving by your own strength. There is a force behind you, a hand guiding you, a calling protecting you. And no matter how they feel about you, they can't fight what's backing you. This is why they lose sleep over you. This is why they can't stop thinking about you. This is why your presence weighs so heavily on their spirit. Because they sense it, that you are more than what meets the eye. That you are marked. That you are destined. And whether they love you or despise you, they are compelled to watch the unfolding of your story. Let me give you an image. You are like a fire in the dark. Some gather around you for warmth. Others keep their distance out of fear. But nobody can ignore the flame. They all feel it. They all notice it. And as the flame grows brighter, the crowd around it only gets larger. That's what's happening to you. The fire inside you is growing, and the world can't help but circle closer. And soon, the ones who tried to deny you will have no choice but to acknowledge you. Some will try to align with you to benefit from your light. Others will resist, hoping to dim what cannot be dimmed. But all of them will be forced to confess, whether in words or in silence, that you are the center of something greater than yourself. So don't shrink back. Don't question why you've been noticed more than you wanted. Don't doubt the heaviness of the eyes you feel on you. It's all part of the design. You were never meant to blend in. You were meant to stand out so boldly that the world couldn't help but react. And here's the final truth for this moment. The stage is already set. The lights are already on you. What you've been feeling in secret is about to become public. And when it does, the attention you've carried will transform into influence. And that influence will change everything. And now, chosen one, the truth can no longer be hidden. You've been carrying this weight, this glow, this energy inside you for so long, and it has finally reached the point where it cannot be denied. You are no longer just someone who moves silently through the crowd. You are the one who shifts the atmosphere when you enter a room. People feel it before they even see you. Their bodies react before their minds can explain it. It's a subtle pull, an unseen magnet, a fire that flickers in the shadows of their hearts. And it is you. Do you realize the level of power you walk in? Do you understand why eyes follow you, even when you try to hide? It's because your energy is not just human, it's divine. Your story is not just personal, it's prophetic. Every scar you carry is a verse in a song of survival. Every tear you've shed is a prayer etched into eternity. And every step you take forward shakes the ground beneath those who doubted you. They are watching now, not because they want to, but because they can't stop themselves. You are the storm and the calm after it. You are the whisper that lingers in their minds when they try to forget. And deep down, they feel something they cannot explain, the unshakable truth that you were chosen. Chosen not by them, not by chance, but by something far greater. And while they wrestle with envy, fascination, fear, and admiration all at once, you stand steady. You don't need their validation anymore. You don't need their applause or their silence. Because chosen one, your light has already broken through. You've already crossed into the season where nothing and no one can dim you. So keep moving boldly. Keep speaking truth into the air. Keep walking as if the ground itself is bending to your destiny. Because it is. They feel deeply, yes, Some feel awe, some feel fear, some feel the sharp sting of regret, but all of them feel it. You are unforgettable. You are undeniable. And no matter how they twist it, no matter how they try to cover it up, every eye that falls on you knows the same truth. You were sent for this moment. You are the center of attention not because of ego, not because of chance, but because the universe demanded it. And from this day forward, they will watch. They will whisper. They will wonder. But above all, they will witness the rise of the chosen one, and nothing will ever be the same again.